Hello! Welcome to Taranaki Foodies, the tastiest food show on the Most FM. Here we talk about food, garden, hospitality in our beautiful Taranaki, and of course music. In the studio today, Warwick Foy, foodie and the president of SOBA, Beer Advocates Association.
Talofa.
Nathan Griffith, he's streaming live on Facebook, and myself, Olena Williams. So our guest today is supposed to be Ron and Dylan Trigg from Mike's Brewery, but you can see that no one is at the guest seat. So what we are going to do, because we have a privilege to have Warwick with us, he knows quite a lot about the history of Mike's Brewery. He's going to answer questions pretending that our guests are here. First of all, we're going to listen a song.
Yeah, a song about onions from the new album by Foals, and you'll be familiar with the angular sound of their music. It's called White Onions, and it's by Foals.
Also, thank you, Warwick, for organizing all this.
Yeah. You've heard of Foals before?
No. Oh yes, I did. Foals, of course.
I'll show you something I'm so proud of in my job. I'm really proud of this. I don't know if you know what I do really, but the main thing that I do in my job is put kids in a workplace. So this is a girl called Georgia, and she's placed with a friend of mine, Rose, as a Plunkett nurse.
Oh.
You know Plunkett? A weird New Zealand thing.
Yes.
So, named after a man called Plunkett.
So it's actually a surname. Plunkett is a surname?
I think so, pretty sure. So look at this great photo.
Oh,
It's just such a good photo.
She looks like a Kate Middleton. Yeah.
I'll tell you, see that? Yeah, mate. Yeah. So well
She seems happy with her place.
She loves it.
She loves children, I suppose?
Yeah, and she's just a natural. She just some kids struggle, they find it hard, they're nervous, they don't adapt. She just in there.
Do you know if she has kids?
She herself, she's only 16 or 17.
Oh yeah.
But she's a natural.
Yeah.
It's surprising how many Plunkett nurses do not have their own children.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until later on, and then I realized that kind of I supposed to believe my own instincts as well as someone advice, because I went through so many, all of us do. Parent job is never easy.
You know, I used to have hair before I had 3 kids.
Oh.
Yeah, wrinkles, you see, those are the signs of having children.
Are you recording because I'm going to say something?
I am.
Shout out to Rose Haskell and Dane Haskell. Rose is the Plunkett nurse, and her husband Dane does a great job for family violence. It's not okay. Taranaki and the White Ribbon campaign, so shout out to you guys.
I think Rose Haskell is also a celebrant, right?
Yes, she is. Rose is a celebrant.
She's also very pretty.
Here we go.
Welcome back to Taranaki Foodies. In studio today, Olena Williams, Warwick Foy, and of course Nathan Griffiths, and our virtual guests who are absent at the moment, Ron and Dylan Trigg from the Mike's Brewery. So instead of Ron and Dylan answering questions that I prepared, Warwick is going to do it.
I haven't really mastered the art of the South African accent, so I'll just have to speak in the Kiwi way.
Yeah, as long as the information is correct, I think we're going to be fine.
Actually, speaking of correct information, Ron is from Zimbabwe, not South Africa, so I
Oh
apologize
yeah,
for that.
alright, gosh, well you corrected yourself, it's alright. So we're going to talk about Mike's Brewery, one of the oldest craft brewery in New Zealand. Actually, it's the oldest craft brewery in New Zealand. It started in 1989. Do you, Warwick, do you think they have a pressure of of having this title?
No, I don't think they do, but I think Ron did some work on it because it was a bit unclear. Sunshine over in Gisborne had a claim to it as well, but Ron did some work on it, and he's pretty confident that it was the first established craft brewery. And you could argue, well, there were breweries 100 years ago that were craft breweries, but in the modern era is what we're talking about.
So you're president of SOBA, Beer Advocates Associations. What does it involve? Is it a hard job? Is it easy job? Is it like a side job, or is it a lot of engagement in it?
It's a voluntary role, and it's a not-for-profit organisation. It's an incorporated society. So we advocate, promote and educate for access to good craft beer, good beer. So we are really a consumer advocacy group. So we don't advocate for home brewers. Essentially, we don't advocate for breweries. Essentially, although that comes into the mix, but it's essentially for consumer advocacy. So one example of that is when a particularly large brewery launched a beer brand called Radler about 5 or 6 years ago, and Radler is a style of beer, so it's very unusual or not a good sporting move to launch a beer style as your brand. So they were taken to court, the particular brewery, and I can't remember the outcome. It was before my time, but either way, there was some accountability around that.
Well, it's interesting. So it's for protection of consumers. So I suppose we're protected against price growth or against a product that is not totally relatable to the beer industry or something like that.
Yeah, it's mainly about. Here's my friend Chris. He can stand in for Rob. He knows a lot about beer.
Okay.
Tell him to come in, Nathan. If you
Sure.
What did you ask me? Oh yes. So it's not so much price. It's really about information.
Okay.
So we want consumers to consume the beer that they're fully informed about it. If that happens to be chewy or a beer that's generally not considered to be craft beer, we don't care. As long as they have full information, they've made their choice, and they're not persuaded by advertising.
All right. So advertising is how people know about the new brands, new products, and other things. But of course, there is a possibility of advertising to be unfair towards consumers. Like they can pretend that it make you, I don't know, millionaire if you buy a beer. Or for example, there could be some promotions that are illegal. But also some regulations around the age, right?
Totally.
So what, for example, anything that brewed is considered a beer, is that correct?
There's different rules. There's the German way is just the ingredients is the grain, yeast, water, hops,
Okay.
and that's a law. It begins with R. It's a long German word that I won't attempt to pronounce. But in New Zealand and in Japan there are other variations on the law too. But in New Zealand, I don't know the law around what you can call beer, but there's generally not people producing anything that we wouldn't consider beer. The main problem that we encounter is that we have breweries who put out beer and we call it faux craft. So an example of that is Boundary Road, and I'm not saying it's good or bad, it's aside a different point, but they portray it as brewed in some little shed out in the middle of the country, but it's actually owned by Asahi,
Okay.
which is one of the biggest brewing companies in the world.
Yes.
So it's just about people having information.
I see. So it's very, very interesting and important role that you have as the advocate for customers. What do you think about kombucha? Kombucha is kind of sort of a brewed item. It doesn't have any hops or yeast, but not a lot of people know that actually it has some alcohol content.
Yeah, I don't understand kombucha. My wife makes it, so I have learned a little bit about it, but I don't understand why it doesn't have more alcohol in it, personally.
1.5%. I
Yeah,
think it doesn't have
yeah.
much.
So to a brewer, you would say there's not enough fuel for the yeast to make alcohol, but when I see what she puts in there, there's quite a lot. So what's that thing called that looks like somebody coughed up their lung?
Culture.
It's called a SCOBY.
SCOBY. There's SCOBY things.
Symbiotic culture
Nice.
of yeast.
Awesome. So we're returning back to our virtual guests who didn't turn up today. Luckily, we have Warwick to answer his questions. So Ron was the person who saved the company from voluntary liquidation in 2016. what happened then?
So Ron and Carol and Dylan are the owners, and they owned it before it went into voluntary liquidation, and it's their own business, so all I will say is that they made a business decision to do that, to put the company in a better footing, and what they did was legal and happens every day. So there was some publicity, some talk around that, but they needed to restructure the company so that they could do what they've done now, which is move into town.
They are amazing because they work really hard, and I remember visiting them just before all the hype over craft beer and all the hipsters movement around, I don't know, coffee shops and craft beer and barber shops and all this type of thing. So it was not easy to promote something new because some of their products were new to the market. So in the past, for their bravery, I suppose, they once had some Brewer Guild awards. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, I don't know the exact listing of what they've won, but I know over the years they've won a lot of medals. And when Jesse was there as the brewer, he won a swag of medals. And now that he's gone to Shining Peak, Dylan has taken over. I don't know what to win medals you have to enter into things, and I don't know this for sure, but I'm guessing with the big move into town, they probably haven't had a lot of time to enter into award ceremonies at the moment.
So I'm holding at the moment the little booklet about Mike's Brewery. It has a very innovative design here, lots of interesting graphics, and there is a giraffe here, there is a pin-up girl and a person who wears special suit to go under the ocean. It was in the 60s. And there it says that it's 28 tap beers and ciders on in their bistro, craft brewery and bistro. So this is quite a huge offer, isn't it? Especially for a province like Taranaki, 28 taps.
Hell yes, I believe it's the most number of taps between Auckland and Wellington. And he's got 26 taps and 2 hand pumps. If you don't know what a hand pump is, it's the old English way of drawing beer from a barrel, so it tends to be not as highly carbonated and sometimes not as cold. It's not hugely popular in New Zealand, but I believe it will become more popular because it allows the flavours of the beer to be tasted.
Oh, awesome. So obviously I prepared for the show and I read a little bit about Mike's Brewery, Ron and Dylan themselves. So I read a very interesting article about experiment that they had some years ago when they sponsored one of the students at Massey University for beer experimenting, beer brewing. Do you know something about it?
I don't know about that, but at Massey University there is a brewery and there's a brewing course that you can do.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's probably what that would be. Yeah.
So I think that they started to make a beer in the barrels that were originally used for aging the whiskey, and then later on processed to the barrels where they made different types of wine, and then they kind of experimented with the taste, and that's how many tastes that they used were born.
Well, they've got their beer called Whiskey Porter, Mike's Whiskey Porter, which I've got a friend who's got a big taste for that. And it's a fantastic, it's a beautiful beer. It's one that you can age too.
Awesome. Beer is a live product, and a lot of things that can happen to the live culture. So, for example, you cannot freeze it, you cannot heat it unless you want to cook with it, but it will change the qualities of it inevitably. And craft beer in particular was popularized by the hipster culture, very interesting subculture in the modern world, which is characterized to the love of everything alternative, like post-Brit pop rock, and alternative lifestyle, exposed, I don't know, bricks, for example. They say that it's very hipster. It includes cafe culture with a smashed avocado sandwich, for example, and some artisan foods like crafted beer, I don't know, caramel lattes, organic coffees, and different thrifted shops. So they use they say that hipsters use barbers and tattoo parlors and shop in vintage boutiques, and more likely to work in a startup company rather than in a corporation. So what do you think? Can the customers of Mike's Brewery be characterized as hipsters? Do we have any in Taranaki in general?
The hipster count in Taranaki is not high, in my view. If you walk the streets of Wellington, you're tripping over hipsters left, right, and centre. So it's definitely a big city thing. But craft beer I think craft beer has become much more mainstream now. So you don't have to be a hipster. You can even be a hard-working geography teacher and enjoy your craft beer now these days.
One of the things that say about hipsters that hipsters don't like labels, so you just said that, oh, they're not hipsters. Interesting. So they opened a new shiny restaurant on the main street. And I just wonder, did it take over the main business of brewing beer, or is it like still additional sidekick project?
I'll just add one thing to that hipster comment. I know the hipster market likes a new beer every week, a new genre, a new flavour, a new everything. So that's very hard for breweries like Mike's to think, what are we going to make this week? To keep going on those shelves.
They just have to name the beer for each of the showmaker at the most FM, and that will be easy because there are lots of us.
That's a good idea. So what's happened is the idea was to get the bistro up and running, and the brewery will be shifted into the left-hand corner as you enter the door eventually. And I know I was talking to Dylan the other day. A lot of work's being done to do that, but it's not a simple task. And there's some licensing issues that have to be worked through, and some logistics of moving the brewery. And I brew 20 litres, not thousands like they do, but I can understand that when you've got bright tanks and fermenters and other vessels filled with beer, you can't move them. But if they're empty, you've got no beer to sell. So somehow they have to get their stocks up, then empty all those fermenting and brewing vessels, move them, and then fill them again in time that they can replace the stocks that they had before.
It's almost like they have to have two operations at the same time and alternate between them. Very interesting.
Well, they'll do it. They're bloody hard-working people in tricks.
So I've seen a lot of publicity in different media about Mike's Brewery, in newspapers, magazines, and I recently also listened to podcasts. One was called The Bitter End, and another was in New Zealand Brewer magazine. So it's kind of like an official brewers media in New Zealand. I just wonder, how did it affect being a public person in this area? Because obviously people recognize him. He's big. He has a manner. He has a presence. Do you think that he has any troubles with that?
Oh, he does, but Ron's a hell of a decent guy, He's really just a decent guy, and so is Carol, his partner, and the rest of the family as well. So, really, I think from what I've seen over the years, he just takes it in his stride. He doesn't let people get him down. He's a pretty optimistic guy. He just rolls on. I mean, you can tell that they've jumped some hurdles to get the brewery where it is now, and they just roll on.
Oh, that's wonderful to know. I think it's a time for our second music break. What is going to be, Warwick?
Well, I was chatting to Dylan the other day, and I asked him what his favourite song was, and he said it was this one. It's not.
Hello, welcome.
There you go.
This is Chris, Olena.
Nice to meet you, Chris.
Hi, how are you?
Are you shy?
Oh, I don't know much about beer.
Did I say anything wrong?
Oh, a little bit. There's probably a bit I could add. I've been in the workshop making a new chopping board.
Oh.
Chopping board?
Did you finish it?
Yeah.
Nice. For yourself or for someone else? Or?
I've made quite a few chopping boards over the years, but my wife never lets me chop anything on them. She just has them like...
We'll wrap up.
Oh, because they're so beautiful?
Yeah. This one's, I sent her a picture of it.
Yeah.
But it's all just rubbish really, what I had at work.
Oh, so, wow, you turned into that, huh?
Yeah, it's all...
So you just picked that up at work and...
Nice.
Yeah, it's all macrocapa and Remu.
Did you do it by yourself?
Yeah.
Awesome. From time to time I need to do stuff because I have cooking classes. I might need to have a logo there somewhere or something unusual.
Oh yeah,
I
you can make stuff. You were always...
your contact.
Yeah, me and Hamish sit down just at Woodhead and work forever making all sorts of stuff.
Really? What else have you made?
Tables, bowls.
Yeah, of course. Do you have anything like you planned for the future to make? Anything like Yeah, anything
No, I'm
planned?
never really that good at planning.
Oh, okay. Anything you want to make?
I've got stuff that I've got to make.
Oh, yeah.
Like I've got to make a couple of coffee tables
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and stuff.
Do
But
they turn out quite well?
Yeah.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah, well, not bad. Yeah, I was a furniture maker back when I was
Oh,
younger.
yeah. Okay. And you're doing all that at Wit?
Well, and amongst while actually doing my job there as well.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Nice.
I think you got to do a few homers in front of the students, eh?
Uh-huh.
You will.
So,
Oh, I always do.
Oh,
in
excellent.
terms of woodworking, would you say you've learned all you need and you're now just producing the...
No, I want to get into doing. I'm pushing to get a CNC overhead router down there because I really want to start getting into doing more 3D design and stuff.
Okay.
But like hands-on making stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's pretty much got that sorted.
Oh, yeah. Right. I see.
And say, Dylan, you don't like your choice there. Sorry to shut that down.
So today, unfortunately, in the studio we miss our guests Ron and Dylan Trigg, but they are with us in spirit. Obviously, something happened.
I don't know if
They
I'll
reached
be able
to
to
the
help you
studio.
out with the
I just want to read a few things about Dylan because it's quite entertaining what they write about him on the website. So he is entrepreneur, aspiring millionaire for a moment, and humanitarian. I was going to ask him what about his humanitarian role in Earth, but maybe we will have another interview with him.
He's been known to give me free beer.
Oh yes, that's very humanitarian. It's a mission, isn't it? And he has a pet hate. He hates people who use effect and affect incorrectly. So I think that he's really good for grammar police person. And also I'm going to ask a couple of questions about his dog Arrow, because dog Arrow features in the team section of their website, so it's very interesting.
Unfortunately, Arrow is no longer with us.
They need someone to renew their website.
Arrow was an old dog and a beautiful dog and a big part of Mike's, but unfortunately, I think it was in summer, he was hit on the main road outside the brewery there. So yeah, the late Arrow.
This is so sad. So thank you for listening to Taranaki Foodies. Our guests today didn't come. They were Ron and Dylan Trigg from the oldest craft brewery in New Zealand, Mike's Brewery. Tune in to 100.4 FM every Saturday at 4 p.m. Remember, there is a recording of the Today interview online on Taranaki Foodies group page on Facebook. Meet you next Saturday on Airwaves. Bye, my Taranaki Foodies.
Bye-bye.